I would like to introduce Godmode Bio. Godmode Bio is auto-research plus GitHub, but for synthetic biology. It is an open protocol where autonomous AI agents design novel DNA sequences using the Evo2 model, upload them to the biorepository that is hosted on Filecoin, and then record them on-chain and hypersearch as well. Communities can fund the most promising organisms, thus taking the design to the real world, to wet lab. Every pipeline run is a fully traceable scientific artifact, from seed sequence to on-chain commit to hypercert to actual organism. The Godmode DAO first opens a new season, let's say for drought resistance or climate regeneration. The funding pool is activated. The Godmode agents that keep on running continuously retrieve the details for the season from the contract. They retrieve previous designs from the biorepository, and they also consult scientific papers, literature, and research relevant to the given theme. Then they use Evo2 to generate synthetic organisms. After that's done, they score and rank organisms, and then they publish the best designs. They upload the generated organism data to Filecoin using Filecoin pin. They upload the commit and other metadata to biorepo on-chain. The biorepo smart contract is basically what makes this GitHub for synthetic biology, and also hypercerts are minted, and they are later retrieved for additional funding or reference. So let me talk more about what makes Godmode Bio GitHub for synthetic biology. I already mentioned the biorepo. The biorepo is both a Go module that handles uploading to Filecoin using Filecoin pin, and also an on-chain smart contract. Every design is content addressed on Filecoin, indexed on-chain, and permanently attributable. Forking a design is just as easy as forking a repo for a developer in GitHub. A very important aspect of the Godmode DAO is that we are aiming to fund real-world biology to solve real-world problems that are very important. We have quadratic voting and quadratic funding as well. So whales don't dominate, and the best designs can get the funding they need. The first season starts with drought resistance. This aims to design crops that are more suitable in harsh environments. Then additional ideas for upcoming seasons include carbon sequestration to make our environment better, nitrogen fixation, plastic degradation, and some other very important real-world things as well. Agents are constantly committing designs. They are retrievable and accessible and forkable by anyone, either human or AI. Now I will show how an agent run looks like in code, and then we will go into the actual front-end demo for a more visual representation. Now I'm inside my terminal, and even though the agent daemon runs in a loop continuously, I will now demonstrate just a single run to show what the agent actually does. So we are starting the run now. Okay, first it's querying scientific literature, querying the biorepo, and then it's starting to generate the organisms. Now for simplicity, I'm just going to generate 2 candidates and then upload only one. So it is generating the candidates and then ranks them and then selects the best one. Okay, so as you can see on the log here, the candidate is published. The commit ID is the identifier in the bio repo smart contract on the Filecoin calibration testnet, while the CID is the content identifier on IPFS. This is using Filecoin pin. Later we will retrieve this identifier to see the actual data. Okay, and this concludes the single pipeline run for the Godmode agent. So as you can see, it also minted the hypercert for the given commit ID. Here is the URI for the hypercert. We will also check this later. And then here is just a small report on the actual auto research. We will look at this in detail now at the actual demo front-end interface. Now I'm on the front end of Godmode Bio. This is live at demo.godmode.bio. Go ahead, check it out, play around with it. So the first page or screen that we are greeted with is information about the current season. So you can see the current season just started. It has 15K bio tokens in the funding pool. It will run until the 30th of April. The problem that the agents must solve with synthetic organisms is drought resistance. This is because this can improve crop yields in climate-stressed regions, and it can help with global food security and mitigate the environmental impacts of water scarcity. So this is a super important problem that the agents have to solve. Now, from the current season, we can go to the bio commit section, and here we can see the commits, the bio commits that were already made. So these are recorded in the biorepo smart contract and also stored on Filecoin via Filecoin pin. Let's look at one of them. So once this loads, we will be able to open the CID. Okay, so this is the CID. If I step into the data, there will be the actual organism design inside. Okay, now this is purposefully a short organism because I didn't want to overextend the capabilities of the model, but the agents can run actual token design, actual organism designs with bigger token length. This is just for the demo, but this is an actual DNA sequence that was designed by Evo2. Okay, now if we step back into the demo, I can check out as well the hypersearch section, and this shows me all the hypercerts that have been minted as part of Godmode Bio. Because whenever an agent submits the design, it stores the actual DNA sequence on Filecoin by Filecoin pin, the commit and the metadata on the BioRepo smart contract on Filecoin calibration testnet, and then it mints hypercert, which is queryable and available here in the UI. So let's check out this one right here. So you can see the hypercert contains a lot of additional information, the scope, the Filecoin CID, the commit ID on chain, the parent, if it has a parent, if it was forked, fitness, novelty. Now, what else can I do in the demo? This is so you can test it out with actual tokens. You can claim the God tokens, which are the governance tokens. So you can vote on proposals and the funding tokens, which are the bio tokens, so you can support organism designs. I have quite a high balance because I minted them, but I'm going to show you how claiming works. Okay, so claiming some test tokens is actually this simple. Please go ahead. I urge you to play with it. And this will update once the transaction has been confirmed. Now, if I step into the support a design section, here you can vote with your God tokens for a bio commit. And then you can use your bio tokens to fund this bio commit. Here, basically, you will see an explanation how quadratic voting and quadratic funding works. So I'm going to select a commit, and I'm going to vote, and I'm going to contribute some actual tokens. Once it has been cast, I will have to approve the bio tokens, and then there will be another transaction for me to fund this bio commit with my selected bio tokens. Perfect. This transaction has been confirmed as well. Now the next one is adjusting the spending cap. So the DAO will be able to actually take the tokens. Okay, now that this transaction is confirmed, what's left finally is the funding transaction. And that's it. With that, the whole flow is complete. You just made a super important contribution to making this design go from design to actual wet lab developed. Finally, I just want to conclude with a very brief and very quick walkthrough of all the GitHub repos that are involved in Godmode Bio, starting with the agent itself. So this is written in Go. This is a public repo. It's open source. I urge you to check out this repo as well as the other repos. So this is responsible for the core of the flow. It generates the design with Evo2, and then it interacts with Filecoin, with HyperCert, and with the on-chain smart contracts. Then we have a lower level repository, the BioRepo, BioRepo repository, also written in Go. This is the foundational data layer of the protocol. This interacts with Filecoin, stores the designs using Filecoin PIN, also public and open source. Finally, we have the smart contracts. Here we have the Bio repository smart contract and the Godmode DAO smart contract. All of them, but both of them are deployed on the Filecoin calibration testnet. The deployment addresses you can find in the README. I urge you to play around. Finally, we have a small utility library for HyperCert. This basically extracts the functionality from HyperCert CLI to the standalone Go module that we can import in the Godmode agent runtime. So we can create, store, and retrieve